As I slow down, I'm 75, arrived when the first tractor turned up, so I certainly was born into the tractor business. But after 75 years, I see myself, travelling, meeting our dealers that have supported us so well. A lot of our key customers I love seeing. I have a lovely wife that supported me. I need to spend more time with her. It's third generation, I'm the second. My boys, I'm proud of where they are. They're equally as passionate as I am to carry the business on.
I work with a fine company. There's nothing about a Maber that will not, in the next generation again, they will still be selling tractors and farm machinery. The Maber family would have to be the strongest singular entity in New Zealand that is truly at heart and happy to be assisting and growing New Zealand farming.
He's such a big visionary of where we're heading and what we're doing. And that comes through with Craig and Brett as well. We're always looking to climb the mountain.
And Brett and Craig have obviously spent many, many years fully immersed in the business and learning it through osmosis, I suspect. I've been lucky in the last 20 years that I've had a ringside seat.
We're in good hands for the future, that's for sure.
Fantastic. He's the eternal optimist. He's the best motivator I've ever met. It's the Maber DNA that makes it work. And I think the company's in good hands with Brett and Craig coming through, and just watching Maddie at the field days, it's in the DNA again.
The grandkids seem to be getting involved. We saw Brett's daughter at the field days, hands-on and being a part of it, and she certainly looked like she was meant to be there. Family's not removed themselves from the industry or anything like that. He'll be walking around here somewhere today, and Brett's heavily involved, Craig's heavily involved. It's very much a family company.
And then, we see Brett and Craig both have this, I don't know, it's bred in them. That energy is infectious and it permeates right through the organisation.
That translates through the rest of the business as well.
It'd be really, really neat if our kids got involved in the business. They've got to kind of live their lives as well.
When the time is right, we'll certainly show them what we do, and if that's what drives their passion, then we'll give them some opportunity. But at the end of the day, there's going to be no pressure to go into it. I just, whatever their passion is, and we want to support that.
Depending on what path the kids go down, they'll find their niche and find what they're good at, and I think that in a certain size organisation there's always room for people to fit into that, whether or not they're tractor nuts or whether they're marketing people or, I don't know, accountants.
I want to pursue my dream of playing cricket for the Black Caps in Northern Districts, but later on in life, after I finish up my cricket career, I want to get into the family business, selling tractors, maybe work in the parts department and just get stuck in there.
When I stop and think about it, one family got to where they are, it's pretty amazing.
Very proud to be working for the Maber family.
The resilience over time and the dedication and the courage to be able to make the moves that he has, it's something that you can stand back and be immensely proud of.
Yeah, it's pretty cool when you look at the whole picture, what's happened and what's gone on, and the fact that it's been running for 3 generations in 75 years is, that's not very common, is it? It's a pretty cool thing, so I am pretty proud.
I can honestly recall my father saying that his job in the morning was to go out and put the hams on the horse so that his father could start with the cart and do the work on the farm. Before he died, I was able to show him on video autonomous tractors working in the States. And he says, I've never seen such a transition of farming in all of my life in his 90 years of life. It's gone from very archaic type farming to modernisation. He says, where will that be again in another 50 years? What will you see, Ken? Probably not as much advancement as I have.
It's hard to look into the future because you don't know what technologies are in front of us, but if you look back, it's not hard to know that there's going to be some pretty cool inventions popping up because you only need to go back 10, 15, 20 years and look how different everything is now.
When I saw GPS something like 25 years ago, I thought, I need to retire, I'll never keep up with this technology, but here we are. Things are changing, and we'll have autonomous tractors one day, and electrics and hydrogen, and those are the challenges we're faced with. But I think as a company, we have some wonderful staff that understand that and can adapt.
For power farming to succeed and thrive in the future, we've got to remain really focused on what our customers want and looking after them. Everything's going to be really challenging on farm. Well, we need to be a partner that farmers can rely on. I think if we focus on delivering the best customer service in the industry, then I think that power farming's got a really good, strong future.
They've really looked after farmers. They've gone bent over backwards to make sure that the farming communities, particularly, well, the Morrinsville community to start with, the service department and the parts, that's the most important part. Selling the tractors in the first place is important, but it's the actual continuing service.
I'd like to think that, you know, we're recognised as a leader in this industry. It doesn't always have to be the most sales or this, but it's leading in service and sales and backup and support. And I think what makes it is nothing nicer when people come back and rebuy from you and rebuy again.
And New Zealand farmers, they come under a bit of heat, which to me, I mean, we're in the ag industry, to me I find it crazy. It's like the All Blacks winning the World Cup every single year, and kind of certain parts of the New Zealand public are booing them off the plane with the trophy, you know, like it's really tough.
We need governments that support them. What they have to understand, we have to fight about moving our food from this part of the world to where the markets are, where the people are, where the populations are. I don't think farmers are looking for handouts. All they want is a level playing ground, and are being supported through tax systems and depreciation to make it easier to do business.
11-year-old grandson, and asking him a couple of months ago what he wanted to do when he grew up. He said he wanted to work for power farming.
All I can do is thank them for the opportunity and seeing something in me. And you know, like I said, I hope we're repaying the chance they took on us going forward. You know,
I'm absolutely thankful for being able to be involved to the degree that they let me be involved, which was quite a lot. So I'm very thankful.
Jeff, Linda, Craig and Brett and families from myself and my family and my team. I couldn't be more thankful for the opportunity to come on board, to be a business joint venture owner with you, but be part of the power farming family and part of the power farming stories. It's been a phenomenal 12 years and looking forward to another 12 going forward.
Loyalty breeds loyalty. Jeff's shown great loyalty to me. He's kept me on when things were tough. I've tried to repay that loyalty, but, well, you know, always thankful to the Maber family.
And of course it didn't start off intending to be 40 years, started off just as a part-time job to get a little bit of extra cash to travel. Yeah, I have got a lot to be thankful for.
Definitely say to Jeff, I really appreciate the opportunity he gave, because I mean, I was just some little nobody kid when he hired me, and I really appreciate the fact he gave me a chance and let us become what we are now.
I don't think I'd want to work anywhere else. I guess that's why I've been here for 23 years. To grow with you, to help it grow, just one little gear in the machine. It's yeah, it's a great place to work. I can't wait to see where it goes. It's and be part of it.
Opportunity to be a joint venture. Joe and myself have absolutely loved every minute of it. Yeah, look forward to the next 10 to 15 years before I tilt my hat and walk in the sunset, probably.
Certainly give me that first opportunity to come into this industry, this sector, has been brilliant. And I've loved the 15 years I've had with power farming.
I really want to thank the family as a whole, having known Laurie, Jeff, Linda, Brett, Craig, given me an opportunity to have a crack at it and prove it, and just supported us along the journey and enjoyed every moment working with them. So thank you to the Mabers.
Jeff, thanks very much for the opportunity. We really appreciate it.
Once again, thank you from me and my family. The opportunities that have been given to us from the Maber family and power farming have opened up so many doors for us. You couldn't ask that from anybody else in any other company.
And I think they provide a lot of opportunity for us. So I would like to thank Jeff, Linda and the boys and Laurie for all the help they've given us over the years, the support. Thank them for the opportunity.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank them for all they've done for me over the 25 years. Yeah, definitely looked after me.
The opportunity to come to New Zealand has provided me with an opportunity to work in an environment which I still enjoy working in. But also on a personal level, it's given both myself and my family an opportunity to grow in a lifestyle that we would not have experienced living in the UK. On that note, very appreciative.
I thank the Mabers first for being friends. You know, Jeff and Linda were wonderful people,
And Brett, well, you know, hey, we just go way back, and we've kicked around a lot together, and I'm loving what I do. This is cool, and I will always be thankful for that opportunity.
From me and my family, I'd like to thank Jeff, Linda, Brett and Craig. I think we've had the most amazing 24, 25 years, but I think the Maber family have changed our lives for the better. We'd never have achieved what we did without the opportunity they gave us.
My thanks, I guess, to the whole family is allowing me to be part of this journey.
Well, I feel tremendously privileged to have been involved with the Maber family. It gives me great pleasure to have known that I have worked for such a wonderful family.
If I was looking at you right now, Jeff, and you said to me, would you like a job with me? And I would say yes, I would do exactly the same all over again. So I have to say I've been so grateful for the job, for the length of time I've spent, being allowed to work within the company as very autonomous on my own. You are not micromanaged. I think it's a great testament to the success of this company is that he lets you develop at your rate, and he does give you inputs, but he lets you make your own mistakes and your own successes. So I'd say, Jeff, if you asked me would I work for you for another 52 years, I'd probably say, yep, I would.
It's all about the people, isn't it? All of those people, like the Ken Bills, the Kevin Stowers was there from right at the start, and Jamie Odlin was there and came over to Australia, and Kevin and Paul and Debbie and Di, they've all been there for 20 years in Australia, and Doug Robinson and Greg Clark are there or thereabouts as well. So I think it's one of the things I think is key to success is finding the right people, and I wouldn't change our staff with anybody. We've got a great core of people that are part of why this thing has gone successful for many years. And
we've got staff that I've grown up with that I not only call some of my best friends, but work colleagues as well, and they're part of the family. It must be said as well that the amount of dedication some of our staff have to our business, the amount of time and effort and hours that they put in, I think a lot of thanks has got to go to their partners and their families as well, because I know what it's like when I've got to travel. I know what it's like when Dad travels. Power farming, although it's a great success story, it wouldn't even be a story without the hundreds of people that have played their part along the way.
Only could say nothing else, just thank you for what you've done. They put their life and soul in it, we support them, they support us, and I mean, I can't do it without people. You need people. It's in service, it's logistics, it's in marketing, it's in all the aspects of it. Privileged that where we are, that we have the chance to work with these guys. It's always a team thing. You can sell a tractor, but you've got to fix it. You can sell a tractor, you have to have parts for it. You have logistics, you have problems. That's how you handle the problem. Yeah, so a big thank you, a very big thank you.